When I was 21 years old, I met a guy that I thought was it. He came from a great Christian family that we had known for some time, and he seemed like the whole package. It was really great. We started dating, and we ended up getting engaged and married. And then 10 months into our marriage is when I actually found out that he was, in fact, having an affair. I thought that my life was over. I thought I was living my best life. I had moved somewhere new. I was going to make new friends, and it was just supposed to be really fun, young and in love, and living the dream. And it just all came to a crashing halt when I realized that he didn't want to be with me, and he was having this relationship outside of our marriage. And so at that point, he had expressed that he wasn't interested in working anything out, that he wanted to be with this other person. And so my original mindset was that, I married this person and you don't just give up. So I guess this is just what I've been dealt, and I've got to work with it, and I've got to find a way to forgive and move on. And, so that's kind of what I was praying for, but it just turned out that that's not what he wanted. And so I ended up moving home. I was completely heartbroken. I was 24 years old and I was going through a divorce, and I thought, nobody's ever going to want me. Nobody is going to, I'm just going to have this, big sign of divorced across my forehead. And it was a really, really tough time for me. I knew that I still needed to cling to God, and I'm so glad that I did, because I felt that he had given me a promise during that time that, when I did find somebody else, that it would be like a fairy tale. It would be so good that I wouldn't know, that I almost wouldn't understand or be able to comprehend how good that relationship would be. It happened. It came true. The promise that he gave to me that day actually came true, because as I was going through all of this, living in Minnesota and having to move home, around a few months before I even moved home, Josh Vargas moved to Kenosha. We didn't know it, but our paths would cross later. We ended up becoming friends and talking and hanging out, and ultimately we fell in love, and he found out my story. He knew all of that, and I was real nervous to tell him, but he said that it didn't matter, because that part of my life was over. And we have the best time together. We started dating in 2011, and then we got engaged in 2013, and we got married in 2014. And so actually we just celebrated 4 years of marriage, and it's just been an actual dream. It's so much fun. We've been able to travel, and we've been able to do just all these things, and he reminds me all the time how valuable I am and how much I mean to him. And it really is the promise God gave me of that I would find somebody that it would feel fake, because the relationship that I have with Josh is so good, and it's so fulfilling, and the way that he loves Jesus more than he loves me is amazing. And just the way that I can see him worship, and the way that I can see him just that, like I said, God is just first and I'm second, and that's the best thing. That's the best gift that I could have been given in him. And it's just been such a turnaround from where I was, how many years ago now, I even forget that it happened to me. But going through that dark time and doing all of that, I think helped me to appreciate even more this relationship that I have now, and the fact that we run after God together, and we're able to do ministry together, and we don't like to be apart. We like to do everything together all the time, and it's just so good. And I feel like now I really can truly say that I'm living my best life, and I know that, and I just feel like I'm just living in this place of blessing, and it's so amazing, and it's just so refreshing to feel like I've just been made whole again. Obviously first in Jesus, but then just the fact that he brought me someone to take care of me under his wing as well, and it's just great.